with the chicken. It smells really good, I have to say, so I'm sure it's going to taste really good. Oh yeah, that's yummy. It's quite spicy. There's quite a kick from the ginger. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Googie's Kitchen. And if you are new here, then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis, and in today's video I want to share with you how to make this delicious sort of chicken katsu curry. As I just mentioned, today I'm going to share with you how to make a really delicious sort of chicken katsu curry. Now I know that may sound strange, and I know I'm probably going to get some customer complaints because this isn't really a katsu curry. I am not going to be breading the chicken with panko breadcrumbs. I have a slight gluten intolerance, so I wouldn't necessarily use panko breadcrumbs anyway. I would probably use something like almond flour, and I'm sure there are people out there going mad at the screen right now, but I'm sorry, I can't help it, I can't eat it, so I try to find alternatives, but I'm not going to do that today. I want to make this really simple, and I'm just going to make the sauce for the chicken katsu curry, or my version of the sauce. So the first thing I've done is I've got a large saucepan, and I'm going to put this onto a high heat on my hob. And while this heats up, I just want to say that if you have enjoyed this video today, then please feel free to give it a big thumbs up. And if you did really enjoy this video, then please feel free to hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions or any comments, then please feel free to leave those in the comments section below. Everything like that really helps me out, and I would really appreciate it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to add a little bit of oil to the base of the pan, like so. And then, as I said, I'm just going to leave this pan to heat up. The pan is getting nice and hot, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 8 spring onions, I think this is. I've just simply sliced the top and the bottom from, and then I've just sliced into about ½ centimetre pieces, or as small as you can. We are going to blend this sauce at the end, so it doesn't matter how thin or thick you make the slices, but the thinner you make them, the easier it is for us to cook them quickly. So I'm going to fry these spring onions now until they start to soften. The spring onions are starting to soften beautifully. It didn't take long either. I think that's because they're sliced quite thinly as well. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a clove of garlic. This was quite a large clove, so I've only used 1, but in the original recipe I think I said to use 2, so if yours are smaller then please do use 2. And I've just simply peeled and sliced it. As I said, I haven't sliced it very neatly or anything because we are going to blend this sauce at the end when we finish cooking it. So I'm just stirring this round now, and I'm waiting until I can sort of smell the garlic. I've turned this heat up on this pan too high as well, so I've just turned that down a bit. I can start to smell it now, and it's starting to colour as well, which is what we want. So now I'm going to add in the ginger for this recipe. So I've used about a 1-inch piece of ginger, and I've just simply peeled it with a vegetable peeler, and I have then chopped it into tiny pieces, as I said, just to make it cook a little bit quicker. And I'm just going to fry the ginger now with the garlic and the spring onions until I can start to smell that as well. And I'm starting to smell it. It doesn't take very long to cook when it's in small pieces either. So I'm starting to smell that now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in the carrots. So I've peeled and sliced and diced 2 whole carrots, and I'm just going to add those to the base of my pan like so. And I'm going to pick up all the bits that have just fallen off the board as well, of course. Waste not, want not, as my grandmother said. My sides are clean, I promise you. And I'm going to fry these carrots now until they start to sort of soften. They are quite chunky pieces. I didn't realise. I probably should have cut these a bit smaller. But they will fry off in time. They will start to soften in time. But you do have to be patient with it. and just keep going basically. So I'm just going to continue to fry these carrots with the rest of the vegetables. The carrots have started to soften beautifully, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of mild chili powder to this, and then I'm also going to add some lime juice as well. So I've got the juice of 1 lime, so I'm just going to add to the pot as well, to the pan. And I'm just going to squeeze the other half of it as well, like so. There we go. And then we're going to mix those round. And then I'm going to add about 600 mils of chicken stock to the pot as well. So I think that's about 600 mils there, like so. And then I'm also going to add in a couple of tablespoons of tamari as well. Tamari is like a fermented soya sauce. It's fermented for slightly longer, so it's gluten-free as well. And obviously, as I explained earlier, I have a slight gluten intolerance, so I always like to try and use gluten-free products whenever I cook at home and when I eat out as well. And then just going to turn the heat back up, and I'm going to bring this to the boil, but I'm also going to add in a tablespoon of coconut sugar as well. So you can use coconut sugar, you can use honey, or you can use maple syrup as well for this recipe. And I'm just going to bring this to the boil, and then I'll turn the heat down and leave it to simmer. So my saucepan has come to the boil, so I'm just going to turn the heat down, and I'm going to leave this to simmer for about 5 minutes, or until the carrots are forkful. I'm just going to check them now. This hasn't been on here long. So I want the carrots to fall off the fork, and at the moment they're not falling off the fork. So I'm going to leave this for about 5 to 10 minutes just to sit and simmer, and hopefully after that time the carrots will fall from the fork. The carrots have been simmering for a good 5 minutes, and as you can see they are fork full now, what I like to call fork full. I think a lot of other people use that. So basically they're falling from the fork very easily when I pick them off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the heat off, remove this sauce from the heat and leave it to cool, and then I'll come back and blend it. As I said, I'm going to blend all of these ingredients together now. So I'm just going to pour the carrots and the broth and everything that's cooked in the pan into my food processor, like so. And you may notice that the liquid has gone down a little bit. Well, while it was simmering, it probably boiled off some of the excess water. But I don't mind that, because that helps to make the sauce a little bit thicker. So now, as I said, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to blend all of these ingredients together. To make this sauce a little bit more creamy as well, I'm going to add in a couple of tablespoons of coconut cream. You can add ordinary cream if you want to. Coconut cream just gives it that more tropical fruit kind of flavour, I find. So I've just added a couple of tablespoons in, and I'm going to blend these ingredients together again. Just pouring the sauce back into the saucepan, and later on, once everybody's home, I will cook off the chicken and the rice, and I will serve this all together. So I'm going to cook the chicken in the oven for about 30 minutes, or until the juices run clear from the chicken and it's a lovely golden brown colour kind of. And then I will remove it, leave it to rest for a little while, and I will carve it and serve it with this. And I'll also boil up some rice as well, and I've done a video on how to boil rice to perfection, which I will link in the description box below if I can find it. But for now, I'm just going to leave this sauce on the side. That's the brilliant thing about this sauce. You could make it in advance of a meal and freeze it, and then that's one less thing to worry about or to do when you want to cook this meal. And you can also make it in the morning and store it in the fridge as well, or you can make it the day before and store it in the fridge overnight. The decision is yours. So as I said, I'm just going to leave this now until I've made the rest of the meal, and then I'll serve it together, try it and let you know how it tastes. But before I do that, I'm actually going to do one last thing, and I'm going to add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper to this as well. Salt and pepper to your taste. You don't have to add it if you don't want to. It is quite spicy as it is, so you probably only need a little bit of pepper. But yes, I will leave this now, I promise, and I will come back when I've cooked everything off and try it for you to let you know how it tastes again. As you can see, I have cooked off the chicken and the rice, and I'm now going to try some of this katsu curry sauce basically with the chicken. It smells really good, I have to say, so I'm sure it's going to taste really good. Oh yeah, that's yummy. It's quite spicy, there's quite a kick from the ginger, but it's really nice. So yes, I'm really looking forward to having this for my dinner this evening. That's how you make this delicious sort of chicken katsu curry, and that recipe I will link in the description box below for you. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be having this for our dinner this evening, and it smells and tastes so good, I can't wait. So for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.